Hello, my name is Alan Cowley, and this is the video version of the second half of the article, Making Parental Participation Work in Your School, Article 3, that I published on LinkedIn in the first week of November 2023. In it, I discussed why your approach to parental engagement may actually be delivering parental disengagement, and how parental participation can actually sort the problem out and promote inclusion to everyone's benefit. In this video, I will talk about a solution that is already at hand, and it's a solution that's been proven by independent academic research. As I previously mentioned, at the start of the millennium, I started reading the research on the benefits of effective parental engagement in their children's learning, and realized that we certainly were not seeing those benefits in the school I was in, even though we thought we were doing parental engagement well. I started to recognize the extent to which schools marginalize parents and the contribution that they can make to their children's learning. One of the most contested slides I use when presenting to teachers says 20% of a child's learning takes place in school or in formal learning situations. 80% of a child's learning takes place informally, at home, or from those around them. And that research is from Henschel, from the Institute of Research on Learning, Stanford University, 2001. Teachers will often point out that I have those percentages the wrong way round. I haven't. This is a scientifically accepted fact. Schooling is a subset of learning. And the content of schooling can vary widely from school to school and academy to academy. In 2016, after several years of development, my company launched a new concept that introduced an innovational way that schools could meet all the statutory requirements of reporting to parents that enabled all parents, regardless of their background, to support their children's learning, whilst reducing teacher workload significantly. In 2018, it was mentioned by name in the DFE Workload Reduction Toolkit for Teachers. In 2019, it was awarded within the DFE EdTech Innovation Initiative for effective parental engagement in their children's learning. In 2022, the independent academic research on the impact of our product, FreeFlowInfo, on effective parental engagement was published. The research was conducted by Professor Janet Goodall, Professor of Education at Swansea University, an acknowledged leader in the field of parental engagement. She chose to entitle her research, The Verbing of an App, Can You Free Flow It?, to reflect how rapidly FreeFlowInfo had become a popular and indispensable part of school and family life in those schools that she explored. The results from Professor Goodall's research were staggering, with all of the markers associated with pre-existing research observed. Raised achievement and self-esteem, increased motivation, engagement, and attendance at school, improved behavior and self-efficacy, better emotional adjustment and well-being, and raised aspirations. A few other findings were 90% of teachers said that FreeFlowInfo had a positive effect on pupils' academic work. 93% of teachers thought FreeFlowInfo had a positive impact on their schools. 84% of parents said they were having more regular, positive conversations with their children about learning since using FreeFlowInfo. 74% of parents said they were able to support their children's learning since using FreeFlowInfo. 78% of teachers said that FreeFlowInfo had improved their relationship with parents. 74% of parents said that FreeFlowInfo had improved their relationship with teachers. It will not have escaped your attention that nearly all of these findings are highly significant in terms of resolving the current crisis we are facing across so many schools in England, and indeed across the Western world. So what makes this approach different? Firstly, It was designed to provide parents with the support they need to support their children's learning, whilst reducing teacher workload. As you'll see from some of the research findings mentioned above, it is popular with all stakeholders in a child's education. FreeFlowInfo is an app which is only available through schools, as it is a whole school initiative. Why? Because if you were to provide some parents with it and not others, and some teachers with it and not others, you would send entirely the wrong message about how important parents are and who isn't important. As part of the implementation, teachers work together to identify aspects of the learning they provide for their classes that could be used to develop interesting and supportive conversations between parent and child in the home. The examples they decide upon will show the wealth and the depth across the range of educational experiences that pupils experience in school. This has a direct bearing on school attendance. As long ago as 2016, we had reports from head teachers about the impact that the introduction of FreeFlowInfo had had on pupils' parents, who were amazed that their children were receiving so much through their daily experience of school. Looking at the comments reported in the public first research, this is exactly what parents who are allowing their children to have a more casual attitude towards school attendance need to see. Some of the uploads will show a child's written work along with the teacher's feedback, and perhaps even a grade. Our guidelines suggest that the feedback contains 2 bullet points that comment positively on the successful previous learning that the pupil has shown in their work, and 1 bullet point that will express in a positive way how that work could be improved. The majority of the work uploaded will show photos and short videos of pupils working in groups, obviously ensuring that the school safeguarding rules are followed. And the vast majority of photographs and videos are usually uploaded by the pupil concerned. Pupils from the age of 4 to 19 perform this task easily. Although naturally teachers have the capacity to perform one-click upload for an entire class, or small groups, or individual pupils within their class. But the emphasis and the most of the use is for pupils to do the work. Uploads are seen immediately by parents and up to 3 supporters, who can be grandparents, siblings, or other close relatives. Each is able to write a supportive, positive comment about the work. This can be seen by the pupil's teacher for that subject, and in secondary schools, the pupil's form tutor. Individual comments, however, cannot be seen by any of the other external supporters, which stops any lapses into any unwanted social media habits. Where possible, parents and supporters are asked to talk to the child directly about what they've seen. The one word that is most often used to describe how pupils feel about how parents and supporters respond to their uploads is proud. It's a word parents and supporters use as well, being proud. This is the basis for the effective parental engagement. Buried deeper than us all has been what has been described by academics as a universal constant, and it is the requirement to enjoy parental approval. It's a gift that gives both ways to pupils and their parents. Once they have it, they don't want to relinquish it. If schools wish, FreeFlowInfo can be used as an alternative means of reporting to parents. It is an entirely positive system that enables schools to move away from the summative report to an ongoing formative reporting system. The big difference is that teachers and senior leaders work together to establish a series of uploads for each week that, when seen in their entirety, can be regarded as an annual report delivered over 10 months. A few uploads each week strikes a nice balance between promoting interest and conversation rather than being overwhelming. FreeFlowInfo establishes the importance of learning both in and out of school, and the key role that parents and other close family members can play in that. This is enshrined in the capacity for parents to upload photos and short videos showing examples of pupils out of school learning. These become part of the child's permanent portfolio of learning, along with the uploads made within school. Teachers tell us how rewarding it is to see these uploads, particularly when they show evidence of the reinforcement of their current in-school learning by using newly acquired learning in different situations, and how these insights show aspects of each pupil's out-of-school learning that have amazed them. Parents quickly get the hang of this, providing impromptu video or photos of such experiences as families cooking a meal together, children's activities as part of a youth, sports, arts, cultural or religious group, a family visit, a child's hobby, the demonstration of life skills. These are all about learning, and schools need to recognize and encourage this. It all contributes to a permanent record that shows aspects of the children's learning from the age of 4 to 19. So let me ask the three important questions again. Where is the access to material that enables the regular conversations between parent and child, that enables effective parental engagement in their child's learning? Parents receive it several times each week, including uploads selected by their children because they want to share it with their family. Where is the functionality that allows parents to do what they do best, encourage their child? As an entirely positive system, every upload provides parents with a simple material they can use to have positive conversations about learning and take pride in sharing uploads that they can make, showing their child's out-of-school learning or recording their child's skill development. What message are we sending parents about the importance of the role they play in supporting their child's learning? That they are central to the development of their child's learning, an important part of which is schooling. The expectation that parents are going to act as enforcers for the various demands of their children's schooling hands them a role that can be pretty thankless and soul-destroying, and in some cases inappropriate. It is the love and enthusiasm for learning and its many forms that parents can deliver, which develops a love for learning throughout life. The independent academic research shows that the approach outlined in this article, further validated through the process of independent peer review, empowers parents, regardless of their background or own experience of education, to realize that providing additional learning experiences for their children, they are enhancing their learning without requiring any detailed curriculum knowledge. There's a nice quote from Goodall and Weston that we should all remember. While your attitude towards parents is vital, in some ways, what's even more important is how parents think you think about them. The messaging is important. Strategies that enable inclusion are needed now more than ever. However, we must question the effectiveness of approaches that, quite frankly, have produced no evidence of success in delivering the markers provided by the wealth of independent academic research as the expected outcomes for effective parental engagement in their children's learning. Remember, parents don't want to know about their children's data. They want to know about their day. The scientific evidence that supports the adoption of parental participation in all schools is overwhelming. Thank you for listening. I hope you've found some interest in what I have said there, and if you wish to discuss any of it with me further, then my contact details are available through LinkedIn. Thank you for listening to me.